Dave here, and today I'm playing some fast action football. I'm actually kicking off the second half, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to jump online to play a little bit now that I've got a little bit more of this game under my belt. So sorry about that. I'm just checking my sound here. Seems to be okay. So let me tell you, I had a really crazy first half. I just want to kind of sum up what happened. The Raiders got the ball on the 28-yard line, the opening drive. They drove it all the way down to the 1. They took a sack back to the 11. Then there was a penalty each way, and it was a 11-yard pass from Stabler to Dave Casper. 11-yard pass, got him on the board 7-0. Pittsburgh had no luck. They did get out and try a 40-yard field goal that Roy Girella missed, and so it stayed 7-0. Then late in the first half, Pittsburgh fumbled the snap on a punt, and Oakland got the ball on the Pittsburgh 6-yard line. In the first play from scrimmage, it was a 6-yard TD pass to Cliff Branch. And the extra point attempt, though, by Errol Mann was wide. So it's 13-0. That's where we stand here at the half. Now, keep in mind, I want to preface this video and probably every video going forward that I'm playing this my own way. I play with most of the standard rules. I've added some of my own. I've modified a few things. This is just the way that I play it. It's fun for me. So you'll see me checking for things that you don't normally check for, and maybe not checking for things that you're supposed to check for. But anyway, I've kind of adapted this game to make it fun for me. So I think you'll get a pretty good feel at how this game plays, but if you're looking for 100% accuracy on how this game is played, then this is not going to be the video for you. So I just want to say that I'm not affiliated with Downey Games in any way. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I'm just a regular guy playing this game, and I found that I've changed a few things to make it fun for me. So that all being said, let's get going here. So the Raiders will kick it off here. They have the momentum. Okay, one thing I've done in this game, by the way, is I've kind of extended the momentum chart a little bit. I've expanded on it. They have all these charts, here that you got. There's some great stuff for the momentum, but I found that there's times during the game that the momentum really should change. And so I'm just going with my gut when it comes to the momentum switching in here. No rhyme or reason behind it. Again, I'm neutral in these games. I don't care who wins. So if I feel that one team made a huge play and they should steal the momentum back, I might give it to them. I might read off the chart. Who knows? And I also I check for a lot more fumbles off of snaps than the game actually calls for. So you'll notice that I'll be checking a lot of the yellow number over here. So if I come over to my draw fact card, this one over here, the 32, I check for those all the time. Basically every snap I check for a fumble. Okay, it's kind of how I do it. I think everybody has a chance to fumble at any time, and so I like to check that. Usually for my snaps, though, for anything, for snaps on a kick, it's got to be a flat-out 69, which is the highest number. Anything but a 69 will not be a fumble on the snap. Okay. So I got a couple little things I do like that. So again, if you've played the game, you might see me play a little bit different. Who knows? Maybe you'll like some of the rules that I put in here. So, okay, Oakland's going to kick this off here in the third quarter. So first thing we want to do is we want to kick it off. So a 7. So Errol Mann is going to kick this to the goal line. So Pittsburgh gets it at the goal line. So now I check for a fumble. 62, so there's no fumble, there's no penalty on the play. It is Ernest Poe, if that's how you say his name, returning the kick. And, that's a good return for Poe. So he'll return at 29 yards, almost a big return. So he's going to get up to the 29-yard line. Now, what I do, so I know my downs, I try to put first down up here, second down on the first, third down, and then fourth down is what I've been trying to do so I know what down it is. Doesn't always work, but that's what I've been trying to do. So for the 29, Pittsburgh goes to work. So third quarter, I like to make my notes here. Pittsburgh starting on their own 29-yard line. And what I've been doing, too, is on first down, at least in the first 3 quarters, I let the computer pick, or the flip cards pick what the first down play is going to be, and then I take over. Fourth quarter, I'll probably handle it myself. Don't know if I'll finish the game today because it is a long game, but I did want to get some more gameplay here. Really enjoying this game. Okay, so first things first, we're going to pick the play. Okay, so 34, that will be a run. So Bradshaw on the Steelers is going to come out with a run. It's going to be from the momentum chart, rather, so that is Oakland. Okay, 32, there is no flag or penalty on the play. So it's going to be handed off to Rocky Blyer, and 10 is only a yard. So Blyer only gets a yard on the play. He'll get it to the 30-yard line. So second down from the 30. I also, as far as timing, I use the alternate timing in this game, whereas on the team charts over here, they show how many runs and how many passes, and what they do is they say to add all that up, subtract by 4, then divide by 4, and that gives you an idea how many plays per quarter. So how this worked out in this game, it was 31 plays in the first quarter and then 32 plays for the rest of the way, and that's how I'm keeping track of time. Some things, obviously extra points and things like that, field goals, a short field goal I might not keep time on. Obviously, touchbacks and stuff like that, I wouldn't either. So, again, that's a little loose. I'm loosey-goosey with that time frame there. I want to have a good game, so I'm not wicked strict with any of the rules. So, second down and 9. So, this time we're gonna go run again. So, from the defensive chart, there is no flag. So, it's going to be handed off to Rocky Blyer, and an 11, nowhere. 0 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 right now for the Steelers. So the Steelers' offense has not been good. They generated one drive in that first quarter that got them in field goal range, but since then the Raiders' defense has been tough. The Steelers were 10-4 that year. The Raiders were 13-1. We're playing 1976, by the way. So this one's going to be a pass from the defensive chart. No penalties and no fumbles on this play. It's going to be a pass. Bradshaw goes back looking for Rocky Blyer. His pass is complete to Blyer, and that's a big gain. That's going to be 17 yards and a first down for the Steelers. So 5, 10, 15. So 17 yards puts that up at the 47-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a first down for the Steelers. One of the biggest plays from scrimmage they've had in this game. So let's see what the computer says. So we're going to draw it. So it's going to be a run play. First down is going to be a run from the defensive chart. No penalties and no flags. It is a handoff to, actually Bradshaw is going to keep this one, and he'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. So it's going to be, you can't really see the yardage there too well. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Steelers keeping it on the ground on second down. From the offensive chart this time, no flags or penalties. It is going to be Franco Harris, and Harris will pick up 6 yards on the play. And so that'll get him to within a couple of yards. So that will be 3rd down and 2 for the Steelers now as they approach midfield. Actually, they're at the 45 of the Raiders. And, hey, Captain Carl's first one jumping in the chat. I'm just playing a little bit of fast action football today before the wife gets home from work. Played the first half and had some fun, and now I'm playing a little bit of the second half, and I figured I'd go live while I had the chance. So it's a 3rd and 2. We're going to keep it on the ground. Off the defensive chart, there is no fumbles or penalties. It is Franco Harris, and he will get 6 yards on the play. And so that is a first down for the Steelers, and they finally have something cooking here in Raider territory. They trail 13-0. TD pass to Casper and a TD pass to Branch and a missed extra point, and that's how we got to where we are. 19 is going to be a run. From the offensive chart, there is no flags or fumbles. Franco Harris again, and he'll not get anything on the play, no yards at all. And this Raider defense has been very stingy, and it's 2nd down and 10. Bradshaw, let's go back to the air. Bradshaw, we've got to get something going for the Steelers here. Bradshaw from the offensive chart, and we got a flag. So there's a penalty on Pittsburgh. So he's going to look for Randy Grossman. And his pass is incomplete. There was a flag anyway, so let's check the flag. So on offense, on a pass, that's a 10-yard penalty on 2nd down. And so the Raiders say, yes, back them up. So we're going to back them up to the 49-yard line. So second down and long now for the Steelers after the holding penalty. So we're going to have to go back to the air. From the offensive chart, there's no flags or penalties on this one. Bradshaw, from the offensive chart, looking for Franco Harris. And this one is incomplete as well. So this brings up a third down and super long right now. I think they're at the 49-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. Steelers had a good drive going when that penalty backed them up. And they're at the 49 now with a 3rd and 20. So they're going to have to go to the air. They're going to read from the Raiders chart this time. No penalties or flags on this play. Looking for Rocky Blyer. A 51 is incomplete. And just like that, the Steelers will have to punt from midfield. So let's check the punt here. There's a few things you got to do with the punt. Okay. First off, shuffle the cards. I check for the snap fumble. Okay, that's just what I do. One of my home rules is but it's got to be a 69. It's got to be that one last number. If it's not a 69, then the snap is not fumbled. So that is my first rule. So there's no fumble on the snap. But there is a penalty. So the Steelers do get a penalty. So let's see how the play plays out before we take a look at the... Then that's what I do too. I play out the play and then give the teams the option of taking the penalty or not. Okay, so the punt is 42 yards. So I got a 42-yard kick. So from the 49, so the math is easy, from the 49 and 42 gets it down to 7. So the punt goes to the 7. I got to check for a return. It is returnable. It is caught by punt return. Neil Colsey is the punt returner. He does not fumble it. And he will get 13 yards. So he goes from the 7, right, to the 20. Let's check the flag. We're probably going to decline it. So a 2 on a punt, 5 yards. We're going to decline that penalty, and we'll just take it at the 20. That's what the Raiders are going to do. That's what I decided. So the Raiders, they have the ball, they have the momentum, and they have the lead. So Oakland, starting on their 20-yard line here in the third quarter. So 32, that is going to be a run off the Raiders chart. They have the momentum. There is no fumbles or penalties on this play. It's a handoff to Van Egan, and Van Egan gets 4 yards on the play out to the 24-yard line, so it's going to be second down for the Raiders. Let's keep it on the ground. From the offensive chart, no fumbles. Van Egan again. Van Egan, he plows forward for a couple yards this time. So he gets it up to the 26-yard line, 3rd and 4 for Oakland. I've got to keep it on the ground. We've been doing well on the ground, even though it's kind of a 3rd and long. For the 70s, it's really not that long. From the Oakland chart, no penalties or fumbles. Van Egan, one more time. This time, though, they stop him. Only gets 1 yard on the play. And so that'll bring up a 4th down for the Raiders, and Ray Guy will come in to kick this one away. So let's shuffle it up here again. Check the snap. The snap is good, so we don't have any penalties. The kick is away. 6 yards is 44 yards. So if I'm at the 27 and 44, let's check my math. 27 and 44. So that's 71 yards, so that goes down to the 29, if I'm not mistaken. So that kick, if my math is correct, that's a good kick. It goes to the 29-yard line. Let's check if it can be returned. The punt is 9. It can be returned. It is not fumbled. And it is Theo Bell for the Steelers. And Theo Bell will return that one 11 yards. Nice, right on the 40-yard line. Nice and simple. So the Steelers get the ball back here in the third quarter. And they will take it over on their 40-yard line. They started from the 29, and they had to kick it away the last time. This time they have it on the 40. So first down for the Steelers. Let's shuffle it up here. And this is going to be a pass. 66, again, on first down is going to be a pass. From the defensive chart, no penalties. Bradshaw looking for Frank Lewis. And a 68 is intercepted. So that is intercepted. So I think on interception, we have to see where he caught it from, right? Let's double check my notes here. Momentum, kickoff returns. I think an interception. I've never had one. Check the intended receiver. See where okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. So I think we said it was Lewis. Not that it really matters because it's off the defensive chart. So he caught that 13 yards down the field, and that's where it was picked off. So 5, 10, 13. So it was picked off at the 46-yard line. So the Raiders pick off the pass at the 43. It was intercepted by Willie Hall. And Willie Hall, wow, returns this for 30 yards. Yeah, if that's a 4 on all returns, he returns at 30 yards. Wow, so on the 47, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Wow. So the Raiders with a huge interception. So if there's any doubt on momentum, it's still with the Raiders. Oh, I forgot to move the ball, by the way. So the Raiders have the football in Steeler territory. They have it at the 23-yard line of Pittsburgh. Holy cow, that was a huge interception by Willie Hall, and he returns it to the 27. So midway through the third quarter, things are going from bad to worse for Pittsburgh. So the Raiders, a 54. This is going to be a pass. The Raiders are going to pass it from the momentum chart. No fumbles or penalties. Stabler back. He's looking for Fred Biletnikoff. A 45 is complete to Biletnikoff. Oh, boy. And this is 17 yards on the catch. So they get it from the 23 down to the 6. Is that right? 17 yards? No, 16 yards. 17 yards. So 5, 10, 15. Yep, they get it down to the 6-yard line. First and goal for the Raiders. First and goal for the Raiders at the 6. It's going to be a running play from the momentum chart. No fumbles or penalties. It's a handoff to Mark Van Eegen. And he gets 6 yards. He gets to the goal line. How I play is that if you get the 10 yards on the first down, I give you the first down. If you get exactly to the goal line, I do not consider that in. So you have to get over the goal line for a goal. Score. So if you get 6 yards from the 6, you're at the goal line. So let me move this down because it's actually second down. Second down from the goal line. So we are going to run it, obviously. From our chart. No fumbles or anything. It is Van Eegen again. And a 9 is 2 yards, and he goes in for the score. So the Raiders, a 1-yard run from Van Eegen. And they take the lead in this one. They are now up 19-0 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's check the snap. Okay, so there's no fumble or penalty on the snap. And the field goal PAT this time is no problem. So the kick is good. So the Raiders now go up in this one. 20-0 over the Steelers, thanks to that 1-yard run by Van Egan, and they will kick it off. So that's how this game goes here. We're 20 plays into the third quarter right now, if my math is correct. And so let's kick it off. So the Raiders, with all the momentum, they are just crushing Pittsburgh right now. So here is the kickoff. The kick is 8 to the 4-yard line. It's taken at the 4. Okay, it is taken by Jack Delaplane. There's no fumble or penalty on the play. And he is going to return this one 21 yards, so he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And that's where the Steelers will start this time. So the Steelers will start at their own 25-yard line. Remember that last touchdown from the Raiders came off that interception from Willie Hall, who returned it all the way to the Pittsburgh 23, so the Raiders had a short field to work with. And so now Pittsburgh has the ball. And they trailed now 20-0. So I'm going to step in here instead of letting the computer pick it, and I'm going to start passing the ball for the Steelers. They need to get some yards. So it's going to be a pass play. From the momentum chart, it is a fumble. So we have a fumble on the play. A pass intended for Lynn Swann. It is incomplete, so there's no fumble on the play. So, second down. So if he had caught it, I would have finished the play and then see if he fumbled it at the end, is what I would have done. I believe that's how what the rules say. So, second down and 10, another pass. From the defensive chart, Bradshaw looks for Randy Grossman. And he hits him with the pass, and Grossman for 15 yards. And that'll be a first down for Pittsburgh as they get it out to the 40-yard line. First down for the Steelers. As they try to get some momentum here, they will continue to pass as they are down by 20 points here in the third. And the weird thing about this is, I'm looking at this game, and game-winning drive, I think you get 10 possessions in the first half, 5 and 5, and then 10 in the second half. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only had 8 possessions in that first half, so it was 4 and 4. Again, it could just be how the game went. You know, there was a lot of runs. There was some penalties that set us back, so that's possible. So I just like comparing the games, is what I like to do. So let's see. So we got a 1st and 10 now for the Steelers. They will pass again from the defensive chart. No flags or penalties. Bradshaw goes back to pass, looking for Stallworth this time. And this one sails over the head of Stallworth, and that is incomplete. And that's going to bring second down and 10 up from the 40. Let's go pass again. From the offensive chart this time, there is no flags or fumbles on the play. Bradshaw, he's trying to find Lynn Swann on this one. This one's complete to Swann, and Lynn Swann goes for 16 yards. So the Steelers are now moving this down the field, I should say, and they get it to the 44 of the Oakland Raiders. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Still got a few plays to go here in the third quarter. So finally the Steelers moving the ball. So now we're going to go back to the ground. From the offensive chart, no fumbles. It's going to be a handoff to Reggie Harrison. And Harrison, he gets a couple yards on the play. So they're at the 42-yard line. Second down for the Steelers. Let's go to the ground one more time. From the offensive chart, It is a fumble. It's a handoff to Franco Harris. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage. We need to check this purple number. And he coughed it up at the line of scrimmage. It is picked up by Willie Brown. And he just falls on it. So the Raiders get it at the 42 after the turnover on the fumble. So it's a fumble. So we've had an interception and a fumble here by the Steelers, and a fumbled snap too, by the way. And Oakland takes over on the 42-yard line. Nothing going the way of the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one. So we just got a few more plays to go here in the quarter. So costly fumble by Franco Harris. Oakland with the ball. Let's shuffle the deck. So they are going to run from the defensive chart. That is a penalty on Oakland. And it's going to be Van Egan. Van Egan gets 1 yard. Let's check the penalty. So that's a offensive run. 10-yard penalty. The Steelers say, yep, back that up. So 5-10. I got to move that up here for first down, by the way. So they go back to the 32-yard line. And it's going to be first down and 20 right now. Let's keep it on the ground. From the Raiders chart. Let me get rid of this right here. It's from the Raiders chart. No fumbles or penalties. It's going to be a handoff to Van Egan. And Van Egan gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be second down and 20. So the Steelers defense maybe coming up big with a stop. Let's keep this on the ground. I know we need 20 yards, but you know something? Well, I guess it wouldn't matter. We'll throw it. We'll throw it. So we're gonna go with it. We're gonna pass off the offensive chart. No penalties or fumbles. Looking for Dave Casper off the offensive chart. He finds him, and Casper 8 yards on the catch. So we get it to the 40. It's going to be third down and long for the Raiders. Let's throw it again. Shuffle the cards up here. So from the defensive chart this time, no penalties. Stabler goes back looking for Van Egan, and Stabler has to run. Stabler takes off with it, and he'll gain 5 yards on the run. But he's going to be very short of that first down, and the Raiders will have to punt it away. Okay, so on a punt. First thing I do is I check for the fumble and the penalty. Okay, so there's no fumbles or penalty on the snap. The kick is away, so 7 yards. Ray guy kicks it 40 yards. So if I'm at the 45, he kicks it 40 yards. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So he gets it down to the 15-yard line. Is it returned? Yes, it's returned. It is Jack Delaplane. He does not fumble. And Jack returns this one for 9 yards. So the 24-yard line is where the Steelers will take over. First and 10. And they trail this one 20-0. And there's one play left here in the third quarter. So we're going to come out throwing. We need some yardage. We need 3 scores here. And we're not doing very well. Hey, Mr. Lounge Lizard. Yeah, I'm playing a little bit more today. I don't know how much longer I'll stay on because the wife's going to be walking in the door any minute and the dog's going to go crazy. But, yeah, I'm back to playing this. I just played the first half offline, and now I'm playing a little bit of the third quarter. And I'm adding my own flair to this game, so to speak. So there's a lot of things here I do that are different. But I think it really flows nice, and it gives it a football field when you check for some of these things. So first and 10 for the Steelers. Hopefully I didn't do this already. I don't think I did. So the Steelers, last play of the third quarter, they will start from the 24-yard line. We're going to start this with a pass. So from the offensive chart, there is no penalties or fumbles on this play. Bradshaw goes back to pass. He looks for Franco Harris, And this is incomplete to Harris, and that will end the third quarter. So I need to bring this down here to the second down. And this is now the fourth quarter. So Pittsburgh trails 20-0 after 3 quarters. The Raiders with an 11-yard TD pass from Stabler to Casper on their first drive, went up 7-0. Then it was a 6-yard pass from Stabler to Branch. The extra point was missed, so they led 13-0. And then here in the third quarter, after a muffed, the TD passes off a muff fumble snap from a punt, I should say. And then this was a nice drive after the interception. So it was an interception return to the Pittsburgh 23. The Raiders drove at the short field, a 1-yard run from Van Egan for the third score. So they got a fumbled punt snap and then an interception. So they've capitalized on the steal of turnovers is how the Raiders have done this. So it's a 2nd down and 10 for Pittsburgh here in the fourth quarter. I keep trying to speed this game up a little bit, but I like to try to pay attention to everything. So we're going to continue this drive here by Pittsburgh. They started on the 24. Here we go. It's going to be a pass from the defensive chart. No flags or penalties. Bradshaw, he is looking for Franco Harris. And this one is complete to Harris. And Harris is going to pick up 13 yards on the play. So they get it up to the 30, what's that? The 37-yard line. First down for Pittsburgh at the 37. Oakland's had the momentum all the way in this game, by the way. So here we go. It's going to be another pass from the defensive chart. It's going to be a fumble. As Bradshaw looks for Lynn Swann. But this one's incomplete. So there'll be no fumble on the play as the pass is incomplete, but it does bring up a 2nd down and 10. We're going to go back to the air. From the Oakland chart, no penalties or fumbles. Bradshaw looking for Lynn Swann this time. And this one's incomplete as well. So the Steelers now with a 3rd and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Bradshaw needs to make something happen here. From the offensive chart this time, no penalties or fumbles. It is Rocky Bleier. This one is incomplete off the fingertips. A 43 would have been a completed pass. It's a 44. And just like that, it's 3 and out for the Steelers. Well, I shouldn't say that. They did get a 13-yard pass for first down, but 3 and out after the catch. And they're going to have to kick this one away. Let's check the snap. It is a fumble again. If it's a 69 on any kick snap, it's a fumble. So I have him 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So back at the 27-yard line, that's where the fumble takes place. Let's see if they lose it. They do lose a fumble. It is scooped up by Willie Brown again. And he returns it for 5 yards. So he gets it to the 22. So the Raiders, again, taking advantage of turnovers here. So the Steelers fumble the punt. That's the 2nd time in this game they fumbled the punt. And Oakland now will take over at the Pittsburgh 22-yard line. And that's why I put in that little thing there. I think you should be able to fumble it. If you're having a bad day, maybe it's raining or something like that. So he's fumbled 2 snaps off to the punt with a straight-up 69 roll. So that's how I do this game. Oh, boy. So now Oakland knocking at the door here in the 4th. They're at the 22-yard line. We're going to start with a run. From the offensive chart, no fumbles or penalties. It is going to be Clarence Davis. And this is, oh, boy, this is a long gain. I'm sorry, that's Van Egan. I was looking at the wrong one. Actually, let's see. Clarence Davis was no. So this is, yeah, Clarence Davis. I'm sorry. I'm double taking here. Clarence Davis with a long gain, and 9 times 2 is 18, 25 yards. He goes in for the score. So Clarence Davis, if I did my math correctly, Davis with a 22-yard TD run. And the Raiders are just walking away with this game. It is now 26-0. Wow. All right, let's check. The snap is good. The PAT is up, and it is good. So the Raiders, 27-0 now over the Steelers. Things just aren't looking good for Bradshaw and the boys. So let's kick this off. Kickoff from Errol Mann. No, I'm sorry. Errol Mann is the kicker for the Raiders. So he's going to kick this off at 10. Goes to the 6-yard line. Okay. So there's no fumble or penalty. It is caught by Ernest Poe. And Poe with a 25 yards. Gets that up to the 31-yard line. So Steelers with decent field position, but they have 3 turnovers in this game. Actually 4. They get 2 fumbled punt snaps, an interception, and then a fumble by Franco Harris. So that's why they trail 27-0. So Pittsburgh on their own 31. And that's where they will start off. The momentum still with the Raiders and has been for most of this game. So we're going to do a pass play because they need some scores from the defensive chart. And it's a penalty. If it just can't get any worse for the Steelers, then it does. Bradshaw looking for Swan. 46 is incomplete. Let's check the penalty. 10-yard penalty on the offense. And the Raiders say, back it up. Beep, 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 beep. 2nd and 20 now from the 21. For the Steelers. So they're going to have to pass again. Let's get rid of that little flag now. Here we go. Steelers from the offensive chart. No fumbles. It is 18 now. This is Stallworth. Bradshaw looking for Stallworth. And this is incomplete. Incomplete pass. And it's going to be 2nd down and 20 from the 21. Another pass play off the offensive chart. No flags or fumbles. Bradshaw. He's looking for Franco Harris. And this time he finds his man. And Franco Harris on the catch gets 7 yards out of the backfield. So we're going to go from the 21 to the 28. 3rd down and still forever. So we're going to have to pass again. Going to have to pass. Got to get it to 41. From the momentum chart. No flags or penalties. Bradshaw looking for Frank Lewis. And this one is complete for 9 yards to Lewis. But he's going to be well short of the 1st down. Well, what do we need? 4 yards. We need 4 yards. In theory, we could go for it. There actually is this crazy thing here. This, I don't know if it's a fake punt. There is a fake punt chart. Okay. I'm going to go with the fake punt chart just because it's my best chance of getting a few yards. You really can only use it once, but I'm going to roll with it. So, we're going to go, it's 4th down. We're going to go with the fake punt off of this chart right here. So, we consult the run catch, and we're going to just, for whatever it is, we're down 20-0. So, we are going to go fake punt. And it's just right off the run catch. So, here we go. So, let's check the snap first for any fumbles. So no fumbles, no penalties. It is a 12. And the punter, he goes for -5. So he goes from the 37 to 32. and the Oakland Raiders snuffed that out, and they get the ball back. They get all the momentum back. Just take it all away, Oakland, will you? So Pittsburgh goes nowhere, and Oakland now from the Pittsburgh 32-yard line will begin their descent. You may begin your descent. He's going to run it off the offensive chart. No penalties. Handoff to Banaszak, and Banaszak picks up 3 yards on the play. So they go from the 32 to the 29, so it's going to be second down for the Raiders as they just try to grind out the clock here in the fourth quarter. It's going to be another handoff off the offensive chart. No fumbles or penalties. Handoff to Clarence Davis. And Davis picks up 5 yards on the play. So he'll get it to the 23-yard line. And it's going to bring up a third down in a couple. They got to get to the 22. So what was I at the 23? The 24. Oh, let's just roll. Let's see what we can do. Keep it on the ground from the Raiders chart. No fumbles or penalties or anything like that. It's a handoff to Garrett. And Garrett on the run gets 5 yards. So he'll get the first down to the 19-yard line. First down, Raiders. As they're grinding out the clock here, another run. They lead 27-0 over the Steelers. It's going to be from the offensive chart. No flags, no fumbles on the play. Hubie, is it Ginn or Ginn? Hubie Ginn is going to take this one. And he will get a big gain. Oh, wow. I never even heard of this guy. Big gain. So Hubie Ginn is going to be 7 yards. That's his big gain. 7 yards. So we'll go from the 19 to the 12-yard line. Second down now for the Raiders. And, hey, our Red Sox fan jumping in, just finishing up this game here. Fast action football, Raiders, Steelers. I played the first half offline. Now I'm playing the second half, and both halves has been all Raiders. How I keep time? What I do is I have their score sheet here, okay? And it's broken down into the quarters. You can see if you can see that chart right there. And so I just do an average. They say to add up all the plays, subtract 4, and then divide by 4, and that gave me 31.75. And so what I did is the first quarter is 31 plays, and then because it was 31.75, the second, third, and fourth quarter, all the 32 plays, and I just do a little scratch out on a play. Sometimes, like, obviously, an extra point is not a play. A kickoff without a return is not a play. Things like that. But that's just how I keep the score. So I'm not sure if that's exactly how it's done. But again, I'm playing my own way here. So, only team to defeat the Raiders in '76 were the Patriots. Yes, and they should have beat them again. They should have beat them again. The roughing the passer, but that's okay. We'll take the tuck rule over the roughing the passer any day of the weekend. So we got a second down now and short after the long gain, which is only 7 yards, but that's still kind of cool. Long gain. All right, so the Raiders now just kind of milking out the clock here after the fourth. Actually, it wasn't a turnover. It was just a fake punt that went bad, really bad. So here we go. It's going to be a run off the defensive chart. No flags or fumbles. Defensive chart is going to be Garrett on the run, and Garrett will pick up 5 yards, and so he'll get it to the 7, and that's going to be first and goal for the Raiders. Yeah, that was that referee still said to this day, I don't know if he's passed away or not, but he still said many years later that was the correct call. How is it the correct call when the guy's in the act of throwing and you're tackling him? That it's there was no contact at the head, and even back then they didn't call that. Terrible call. Almost as bad as a tuck rule. At least the tuck rule was in the book. Like it or not, it was in the book. So first and goal, Raiders now. Oh, let me bump it up here. It's first and goal, so I know it is. Because what I do is when I play it like this, so first down is up here, second down is here, third down is here, and then fourth down is here, so at least I can know what down it is in case I get chatting and I lose things. So it's first down for the Raiders. We're gonna pass. Screw it. We are gonna pass. From the offensive chart, Opponent penalty. So it's a free play. It's a penalty on the Steelers as Stabler goes back to pass looking for Casper. And this pass is incomplete to Casper, but let's check the penalty. And number 6, defensive pass, that is 5 yards. So we'll go half the distance to the goal line on first down. So we're on the 7, so we'll go to the 4. So it's still first down and goal from there. And that's what the Raiders will take over. And again, I like to have some fun with this game. I do some weird things. I do some things that go against the rules, but you know something? That's how I do it. I like to finish the play when there's a flags, and then give the team the option of taking a play or taking the flag. That's just how I do it. Again, you might do it different. First and goal, Raiders. All right, now we'll keep it on the ground. From the momentum chart, there's no fumble or anything on the play. Clarence Davis. And Clarence Davis gets 6 yards, and he goes in for the score. So Davis from 4 yards out, his second score of the game. His first one was 22 yards. And the Raiders are just piling it on here in Pittsburgh, by the way. Just see where we are in Pittsburgh. So let's check. I'm going to shuffle the cards. I'm going to draw for the snap. The snap is good. The extra point is up. And the extra point is good. So 34 for Oakland, and they are just taking it to the Steelers here in their home court. Just checking the chat. Yeah, it was a horrible rule, but a rule nonetheless. Yep, it was. And in fact, I think I've told this story before. On that Patriots game, that with the tuck rule, I was at a friend's house. It was, as you know, it was a driving snowstorm, and it was getting late, and we said, well, it's snowing out. Let's get on the road. It's going to take us forever to get home. And we put on our coats. We put on our boots. We walked out the door, and we get down to the bottom of the steps. He opens the door. He goes, hey, they reversed the call. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, Patriots balls. And I thought he was kidding. And I was like, And he's like, no, I'm not kidding. I was like, well, we're going to go home anyway. So we got in the car and listened on the radio, and no joke, they got it, and they drove it down. And by the time we get home, I think we saw the overtime. So, yep, that was one of those people that actually left the building. So let's shuffle the cards off here. Here comes the kickoff. The kickoff from Errol Mann, and a 9 here is going to the 5-yard line. So it's picked up at the 5-yard line by the Steelers. Let's check for a penalty or a fumble. No penalties or fumble. It is received by Delaplane again. And 10, not a good return at all for Delaplane. He gets 17 yards on that one there. So he goes from the 5 to the 22. And that's where the Steelers will take over at their own 22-yard line. So Pittsburgh here in the fourth quarter, the 22-yard line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when I was talking about possessions in this game compared to game-winning drive, you're supposed to get 10 possessions a half. So I got 1, 2. I only get 8 possessions in that first half, okay, compared to the 10 game-winning drive. In this half alone, okay, I have 12 possessions, and I still have a lot of plays to go. So I've had 12. The third quarter was back and forth. So I was kind of concerned after the first half that, boy, there's not going to be a lot of possessions and a lot of scoring, but this has really opened up with some of the turnovers. So this game, it gets a huge thumb up. Even though I'm playing it my own way, but as you can see how much fun I'm having it playing it my own way. So let's give Pittsburgh the ball over here now. Not that they've done anything with it. They are getting shut out by the Raiders. Let me check off a play here. So we're a little over halfway through the fourth quarter, 34-0. Nothing you can do. Steelers got to pass the ball. So here we go. And the wife's home, so we might get kind of noisy here as we wrap it up. So we're going to draw from the offensive chart. There is no fumbles or penalties. Offensive chart, Bradshaw looking for Franco Harris. This one is complete to Harris, and Harris didn't get much on that at all. Boy, an 11, that is terrible. 3 yards on the catch. So they go from the 22, they get it to the 25, and it's going to be second down on the 3-yard catch. And yeah, I'm having fun. You're right. That is what matters. And I'm loving this game. Loving this game. It's a long game. It took me over an hour to play the first half. And now it's probably going to take me an hour to play the second half now that I'm streaming here. But I'm getting a little bit better at. I'm getting it better at how I'm playing it too, because there's a lot of things I got to remember to check for. I forgot to check for punt returns if they were eligible for punt returns in the first half. Oh well. Okay, so 3 yards. So we got to pass again. Let's shuffle it up. We're going to draw from the momentum chart this time. There is no fumbles or penalties on this play here. Bradshaw is looking for Harris again out of the backfield, and this one is incomplete. And it's third down for the Steelers and Bradshaw. Not going well right now for the home team as the crowd started to file out of Three Rivers a long time ago. Third down and 7 for the Steelers. From the offensive chart this time, there is no fumbles or penalties. Bradshaw looking for Rocky Blyer, and he fires it, but it's over the head of Blyer. Incomplete pass on the 45, and that's fourth down. And yeah, at this point here, they just got to kick it away. It's just, there's no sense going for it. We already had a failed punt. I don't know if you're here for that. We tried a punt, and we lost 5 yards. So everything's going wrong today, so we just need to end this game here if you're a Steeler fan and just, start the bus up, as they say. All right, so let's check the snap. By the way, the Steelers have fumbled 2 punt snaps in this game. Yep, if this number comes up 69 on any kicking attempt, I consider that a fumbled snap on the kick, by the kicking team. And it's come up 69 twice. So let's see what happens this time. So no, but there is a penalty. There's going to be a penalty on the Steelers on this punt as their day goes. The punt is away. A good kick by Bobby Walden. It's going to be 58 yards, almost 60 yards. So if I'm at the 25, and I go all the way to, I think that's going to be to the 17-yard line. Is it returnable? It's got to be 9 or less. It is not returnable, so it's a fair catch at the 23. Let's check the penalty. So on the offense, on a penalty, 10 yards, they're going to decline that, and they will take the ball at the 17-yard line. Actually, they could make them kick it again, couldn't they? So where was I? I was back here somewhere. I'm going to kick it. I'll just keep it. No sense. I'll just keep the ball. I don't remember where it was anyway. So we're going to decline the penalty. We'll take the ball at the 17. And let's see if we can take some time off the clock. So Oakland starting at the 17-yard line. So here comes a running play. Let's shuffle it up. Here comes a running play from the defensive chart. There is no fumbles. A running play to Van Egan from the defensive chart. And he picks up 3 yards on the play. So he goes from the 17. He gets it to the 20-yard line. Time ticking away on the Steelers. Another run play from the defensive chart. It is going to be Clarence Davis this time. And Davis picks up 5 yards. So I go to my third down area. So it's going to be 3rd and 2. Another run from the defensive chart. This is a penalty on the Raiders this time. Flag on the play. It is Van Egan going for 2 yards. So he's going to get the first down, but let's check the flag. We're going to probably have to back him up. And that is on the offense on a run that is 15 yards. Yeah, we're going to back them up. So 5, 10, 15 yards on the face mask call. And so now the Raiders got it 3rd and super long. But they're still grinding out the clock here in the 4th quarter, leading 34-0. Sorry I didn't have a better gains for you. I have it's definitely not a Ron Juckett game because his games are all close. And our Red Sox games, they're all close too. And they just turn out weird at the end. But I have a blowout here myself because they have only done a second half. Well, let's shuffle it up here. So let's try a pass. Why not? So we're going to try a pass. From the offensive chart, there is no penalties, no fumbles. Stabler going back to pass. He is looking for Pete Banaszak. The pass is complete to Banaszak. Not a very big gain, though. And Banaszak out of the backfield, only 2 yards. He must have been coming out of the backfield to 1-2. So 4th down from the 12-yard line. So they chomped up some clock. That's all they wanted to do. And they will kick this away. So the Raiders kicking from the 12-yard line. So let's check. No fumble on the snap, no penalty. The punt is away by Ray Guy, who's one of the better kickers in the league. So he kicks it 46 yards. So if he's at the 12, so 46 yards. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46. I think it's right about here, I'm pretty sure. So he kicks it. Let's check for the return. There is a return on the play. There is no penalty, a fumble on the return. And number 9 is Theo Bell, and he will not get very far at all. He'll get 7 yards. So he gets to the 41 to about the 48-yard line. So the Steelers got good field position here as they try to avoid the shutout. They only got a couple of plays to do it. So Pittsburgh in the 4th quarter on their own 48-yard line. So Pittsburgh with the ball. And I hope you guys like my setup here. This is kind of, when I play offline, this is what I use too. I just do it right here in Excel. It just works really well. I like how you can move all the graphics around and everything. All right, so let's shuffle it up here. So Pittsburgh's going to come out passing. They have the ball, trailing 34-0 at home, playing in front of an empty 3-River Stadium right now. There's 3 fans left, and they're all here in the chat room. So off the momentum chart, no penalties. Bradshaw back to pass. He's looking for Stallworth. And completes this to Stallworth. And Stallworth is going to get 12 yards on the play. So he's going to get it to the 40-yard line. And 1st down for the Steelers. So a couple things to cheer for late in the game. Let's stay in the air. It's going to be from the defensive chart this time. There's going to be no penalty, no flags. Defensive chart pass. Looking for Franco Harris. And this one is complete to Harris. And Franco Harris hauls that in for 10 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down. So the Steelers got something going here in garbage time as they got the ball to the 30-yard line. This is some of their deepest penetration of the game. They did get there in the 1st quarter, and they missed a field goal. So 1st down, Steelers. Let's, well, I only got 3 plays left, so I might as well pass, right? So we're going to, off the momentum chart, no penalty. We're going to pass it. Bradshaw, he's looking for Franco Harris, and he's going to have to take off. Bradshaw takes off, and he gets 3 yards on the play, and he gets it to the 27. 2 plays left in the game. So we're going to try the Hail Mary. And we did that in the 1st quarter. So here's the Hail Mary rules right here. So we're going to try the Hail Mary. Okay. So we got to see if there's any flags and what chart we draw off of. So the Hail Mary play coming up here for the Steelers at the 27-yard line. So it's going to be from the defensive chart. No flag on the play. He drops back. He throws it deep for Franco Harris. And it's a 41 off the defensive chart. So a 41 off the defensive chart would be complete. However, the last 4 numbers, so 44, 43, 42, 41, oh, it's incomplete, just barely. So 44, 43, 42, 41 are all incomplete because the last 4 numbers are incompletions. That is just missed. So it brings up 3rd down, and we might as well just try the Hail Mary again. It's our last play. This is play 32, folks. Is the Hockey Game Helper the same with Excel Helper? No, the Hockey Game Helper, at least the Shootout Hockey one, is a completely different program. It's not in Excel. It's its own program, and you have to import the cards and the team rosters in by hand. Is what you have to do. Sounds daunting, but it's really not that hard at all. So here's the last play. One more Hail Mary play coming up. Let's get one last shuffle in. Here we go. From the offensive chart this time. Here we go. No penalties. Bradshaw, he just loops this one deep. He's got Larry Brown. Okay, it is a 63, and that's probably not going to be anywhere near being caught. 63 is incomplete, and the last two numbers are interception. It won't matter. That falls to the turf, and that is our final score. Whoa. I want to change this. That is the final score here, folks. As that falls to the turf, and that is our final score. The Raiders crushing Pittsburgh here in my fast action football game. Again, I just played the second half online today, but let's just recap the scoring, and it's been all Raiders. They took the opening kickoff. They started at the 28-yard line, and it culminated with an 11-yard TD pass from Stabler to Casper, and it was 7-0. Steelers drove it down for their best drive of the game, but their drive stalled, and they missed a 40-yard field goal. That was their best chance to score, and so it remains 7-0. Oakland then, after Pittsburgh got the ball back, Pittsburgh fumbled the punt. They fumbled the punt snap. Who was it? Bobby Walden fumbled the snap, and Oakland recovered on the Pittsburgh 6-yard line, and on the very next play, it was a 6-yard pass to Branch. Extra point was no good, and it was 13-0, and that's how the first half ended. And then as you saw here live in the third quarter, it was an interception. And I think that was Willie Hall with the interception. He returned it to the Pittsburgh 23-yard line, and the Raiders drove it in. It was a 1-yard run by Van Egan. That made it 20-0. Pittsburgh then fumbled again, and then they fumbled the punt snap again, if you can believe it. So Franco Harris fumbled. A couple possessions later, it was Bobby Walden fumbling the snap. The Raiders scooped it up. They had it on the Pittsburgh 22-yard line, and on the first play from scrimmage, Davis ran that in 22 yards, 27-0. And then Oakland started at the Pittsburgh 32 after the fake. I think it was we tried a fake punt because we had a 4th and 3. We tried a fake punt, didn't work, so they started at the Pittsburgh 32 rather. They drove it in. It was Davis again this time from 4 yards out, and that is our final 34-0. So Oakland started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 5 of their drives started in Pittsburgh territory. Just kind of how the game went. So anyway, so that's a look at fast action football, the way I play it. That's just the way I play it. Hope you guys had some fun. I'm going to go eat some dinner, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.